All right, so here's a little summary, just now that I've kind of gone over and gotten familiar more with it. The Worx Nitro WX272L, actually mine's 272L.9 because I got the tool-only version. It's the same tool, it's just I didn't get the charger and battery because I've already got a dozen batteries and high-speed chargers and all that. I'm already invested in the battery system. So I decided I'm going to be doing some more work as much as I can on vehicles and maybe some other opportunities. And I'm like, I really need to replace my, I have a pneumatic, I have an air-powered impact wrench. But of course, you know, I don't want to be transporting it around, and it always seemed a little underpowered to me, and I need one that's going to be portable. And I'm already invested in a battery system, so I went with the Worx Nitro. Now, Nitro basically Worx just rebranded all of their brushless tools, so they're under the Nitro line. Nitro equals brushless to Worx. Okay, this is it. It's kind of a stubby little thing, but I tell you what, it's supposed to have a max of 222 torque foot-pounds. That's its max. According to the paperwork. And that gets its best with the PowerShare Pro battery line. This is a 5 amp hour battery actually from them. So I put them two together, and you'll probably somewhere see this video with the two part 1 and part 2 of my lug nuts review, where I managed to screw everything up all at once in front of God and everybody, but that's okay. We had fun doing it, and I don't take too much of that seriously. Everybody can have fun. But I wanted to talk about the tool itself a little bit. Pros, cons, all of that. Having used it some now and played with it a little more since I shot that video. As always, one of the cons with Worx is their paperwork, their documentation for, you know, how to use, how to whatever. Their manual, user manual, just sucks. They think a pictograph with absolutely no explanation to go along with it somehow is good, and it's not. But that's the way they are with all of their stuff. So there you go. This is a 3-speed forward 3-speed. In reverse, it's only 1 speed. I learned that. Now, forward, it has a low, medium, and a high speed. Okay, low being the slowest set of speeds, medium being the next kind of in between, and then highest being the maximum speed levels. And that's for tightening. Okay, for reverse, it has 1, and that operates in high speed only in reverse. So that paperwork doesn't really tell you that. You have to play with it to find that out. So 3 speeds forward, 1 speed reverse. Now, the reason it's 1 speed reverse, I think, is because really when you're trying to take a lug nut or a heavy nut off, you're going to need as much power as you can get. So it's giving you its maximum power to take or remove or loosen nuts, lug nuts, any kind of heavy-duty nut. So it's not even going to mess around. You're getting high speed. That's what you got. I'm not complaining about that. I just didn't know that because the paperwork didn't really mention that. Here's your little controller, though. And when you're trying to figure it out, you first get it, you're like, okay, how come it's, you know, if you got it set to reverse, and the reverse is just like any drill, it's this little switch, so it's got a neutral in the middle, and then you go to either side, you know, to make it forward or reverse. Anyway, if you have it in forward, or actually when you first start off, if you have it in reverse, you'll notice the light really only pops up. And right now it doesn't even want to do that. Okay, that's low, so I've got it in forward. There's medium, there's high. So we got it in forward, and there's a little light comes on. I'm not fancy with that. I think it should be less. But low, medium, high, back to low. If we go back to reverse, though, it only has high. That's it. That's all you're getting. Okay. The little light gives you 20 seconds and then it powers off. It's very bright, very intense. I think it's a battery drainer. Personally, I don't really need it all the times, but that's what all systems do nowadays. I just wish it had an on-off button of its own in case you're in the middle of the day. You don't really need it. It's got a nice grip. They advertise this rubber material they use as a grip to keep a good hold on things, where it shows off the Nitro, the brushless motor, Nitro branding. It's got with the hog nose, half inch, and it's a little sticky getting your sockets on and off, but that's pretty common to all of those types. So, you know, if you futz around with it, and you see in my part 1 and part 2, I did plenty of futzing around getting sockets on and off. Power surprised me, really shocked me. I honestly bought it hoping that it would work out somewhat. You know, maximum hope is, yay, it all works. But I didn't realistically think that it would really do it. I was surprised. If you saw the part 1 and part 2, watch them. It took them lug nuts off. I mean, that pickup has, I've never taken them tires off. I've never removed them lug nuts. I've had that truck for a little over 2 years now. 2 winters, I mean, it's been driven, and they were on there nice and snug. And within probably 15 seconds, it had, you know, each lug nut off. I was shocked. I was really shocked. So, because you're talking at least 130 foot-pounds for each lug nut, to, you know, that they should be tightened. And a lot of times people over-tighten them, especially if they're, you know, so if they're using, you know, a tool or something, they'll over-tighten them things. I don't know who might have taken that thing off, those tires off last, but, you know, they either put them on the right way or they didn't get too tight over time or whatever, but it really took them right away. So the power, I find, for your average home user on with a pickup truck, I got a Dodge Ram 1500, a 2004, and it got the lug nuts off without even breaking a sweat. I mean, it didn't even work hard. So I took one tire and then I used it again to put them on. Now, I didn't put them on full. I just got it to speed along. And even after putting them all back on to just, you know, before it started impact, I still had, you know, this has got 4 battery bars, and it still has all 5 power. So didn't hardly, you know, used power really well. I was surprised. I like it. I really do. It fits well. Now, what I don't like about this thing, one thing I don't like about it, well, one thing besides the lamp. The lamp I don't like not having its independent on-off. The only other thing I don't like is it's too snub-nosed here. I mean, it's meant to be a compact unit, okay? But this here, and then look here at the battery pack. Let's take a look here. See where this battery pack is? All right. It's too close. This line up here is too close. So you're trying to take off something or put on something with this, you actually need an extension and then put your socket on. Otherwise, you're not getting close enough. This battery blocks from getting close enough to the wheel to fit in properly. So aside from that, you really have to use an extension, just a simple little 2 or 3 inch extension, half inch, and you'll be fine. I put an extension in. I have impact capable sockets, half inch. So because again, I had it for my air compress, my air tool. So I've had them for a while, and they've worked great. I've got a half inch hand socket since ratchet set 2, so old Craftsman set that I've had for decades, and that had an extension in it that I can grab if I need one too. So if you get this tool, and I'm not saying don't, I think, man, if you're invested in the battery system, this is a dandy little tool. make sure you got a 1/2 inch impact capable socket set, and make sure you get an extension bar. You need an extension bar. Now, if you buy torque bars, the torque bars would give you the extension you need. I'm not a huge fan of torque bars myself, because I prefer to use a torque wrench. I want that on exactly or as close to the exact torque as I can get it. So I have a torque wrench where I can set that. And so I just spin these on just to get them enough. And then I will tighten them with the torque wrench, not with one of these. So I don't use the torque sticks, not at all. I just use a regular extension, a little stubby extension, and then put the socket on there. And that's all you really need. I really, 5 stars, I give this 4 stars. I really do. Pleasantly surprised with the power. It's a heavy little thing. It's still not as heavy as a full size. I could work and take full tires off and not really break, sweat. I mean, it's not that heavy. One-handed, you can use it, and it works great. Again, got to have the extension. Really do. Beyond that, it's worth the money. I bought it directly from the Worx site for $99. I got, free shipping. So, they shipped FedEx when, of course, FedEx messed it up and lost it for a day or delayed it. I don't know what FedEx does. I hate FedEx. But anyway, there you go. An overview and summary of the Worx Nitro 20-volt Power Share Series Pro battery on this one. Impact wrench. And it's a winner, folks. I like it.